Hello and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Animals and Pets with Partha. Well, we have a new handle, that is Dog Judge Partha. So if you type just Dog Judge Partha, you will still come to my channel. Well, today I am going to talk about dog shows because dog shows are the happening thing, and it's about time I did make an episode on dog shows. Because there were so many wonderful dog shows, pet shows around happening everywhere. And the United Kennel Club and the Indian National Kennel Club are organizing some wonderful shows. And of course, recently in Kerala, there was a big show organized by the United Kennel Club. And I'm just told there by some people that recently the syndicate was in town. And he came with his partner to judge a show. Now, what a shame it was. Because people complained, people were calling me up and telling me, of course, I'm not interested. And they kept on, 10, 15, 20 minutes, they just kept on saying what all implications, what are the money involvement, who paid whom and whatnot. And of course, I don't know, because I did not verify the validity of them, the truthfulness of this. But then the complaints were, numerous. So I thought it was proper for me to do an episode on it, and just to sort of remind people that we need to get rid of this corruption. This syndicate corruption that has been eating into our dog game for the last 2 decades or so must be immediately got rid of. Because, see, you see around the country, there are happy people who are going into dog shows. The United Kennel Club is organizing some wonderful shows. There are some great judges, some great potential. And here you see, they're getting dozens of these judges from I don't know where. And, and they're just getting them. And then and the shows are being manipulated because they're coming under a sort of a contract to put up certain dogs. They're being invited by certain people. They paid, the fares are paid, the hospitality is paid, the club, the secretaries and the clubs are making money, and the judges are making money. And not only the judges are making money, they're also taking back a lot of gifts and things like that. So, and then the Indian judges, especially the syndicate and his supported stooges, they are directly also negotiating with people through handlers. And there is a lot of money in judging dogs in India. And all this has been started by the syndicate. Everybody knows that. It's not that I am saying something which is Greek to others. They all know the fact. So anyway, it is time that we got rid of it. How shameless can a person be that everybody knew what the result was going to be happening. And, that's what had happened. Of course, I must say that I would not like to take away the credit from the winners. The winners, whichever way they have won, whether they're paid, whether they're bribed, whether they've, done favors by cash or kind or physical, whatever. I don't know. But then, if you've got things by doing, giving out something, you have legitimate claim on it. Because see, supposing somebody is murdered, and then he pays the lawyer a fat sum of money so that he's not, he's not convicted, so that they are not able to prove that he's the murderer. So the lawyer fights the case, knowing fully well he's the murderer, and he sort of seals all the avenues where he could be caught. And then, the murderer goes scot-free. So what happens? The murderer will say, I have paid money for my freedom. And the person who gets him the freedom is, I took money to get him that freedom. So the judge here, the syndicate will say, I have accepted money, I have to do my duty. It doesn't matter if I have to put down, deserving dogs. What does it matter? Because, hey, they have to listen to me, I'm the syndicate. And then he came with his partner and they more or less did the same thing. They all got up case. So anyway, so this is what has been happening. So where does the poor exhibitor, the uninformed exhibitor, mostly exhibitors have stopped going. Only, the people who can pay their way for win, they do it. Because the rich people, of course, why not? They have the money to pay for whatever they want. And if they pay and get it, that's the way they're used to it. Because everything in life, everything costs money. So it's just money, money, money. And then the syndicate has been sort of looting this game, sort of for the last, everybody knows what has happened. And we, in my olden days, when I was 30 years back, we used to have for nearly 500 dogs for a dog show. Oh, what great competition, what depth of quality. Means we had only, supposing, I can tell you, recall days when we had over 100 Dobermans and over 100 German Shepherds competing, and then most of them were bred in India, Indian bred dogs, and what great quality. We had Dachshunds, what great quality. I can recall my breeding, one litter. I had actually a bitch from, I had bought a bitch from one Mr. Pookaboy from Bombay. And then, what happened? The name of that bitch was Lady Supreme of Khushlo. And I took her all the way to Delhi. There was one Mr. Tyagarajan. He was working for the Hindustan Times. He had a fantastic dog, Sanstrans Black Star. And Black Star was out of 2 imports owned by Mr. Pati. And he was a little smallish dog, but he was so well made. He had everything, And my Lady Supreme was a little longish dog with the top line needed to firm up. So I used that male. I traveled all the way to Delhi, and then I had a litter of 5 males and 4 females. And I can remember that, when Marion Spavin, the great Marion Spavin, late died some time back, but then she was judging the show in Calcutta, and my 5 dogs were entered in the open class. And the same open class, there were no champion classes in those days. So in the open class was one American champion, the name was Legibach, American champion Legibach Dark Star Vermont. And that dog was the winning dog of Dachshund Association of Long Island. He was a top-class champion from the US. And believe me, my 5 imports stood in front, and the American champion stood at number 6. And a lot of people will verify the truthfulness of this. I'm telling you, this must be in the early 80s, 81 or something like that, if I am not wrong. And then, let's see, we had such super bred in India dogs. But today the bred in India has completely been destroyed. Nobody wants to breed good dogs. They only want to breed for the market. So, it's just pedigrees and names and this and that. And most of the pedigrees are all forged because the papers are just, they give you a microchip, they push it into any dog and that's it. And then what happens, whether the dog is alive or dead, nobody knows. The papers are being used because if you have a champion and, it's better that you use the dog. Well, I can recall one incident when, of course, it was from a very developed country. There were Pomeranians. We were offered 2 Pomeranians. One, the name I just won't tell the kennel name. One was Lucy Locket, and the other was Nutcracker. Well, the Nutcracker was the English champion, and Lucy Locket wasn't the English champion. So what happened was, we actually bought Lucy Locket because we thought this was a junior warrant, not a champion, but a younger dog, and Nutcracker was a much older dog. And so, in Pomeranians, there's a possibility that older dogs may lose some teeth. And of course, if the settings are correct, one can forgive that, but not all judges will do that. So we actually we took the younger dog. But then what happened was the papers of the younger dog was there, but the older dog came. So the younger dog was retained back with the older dog's papers. So this happens, is happened there. So if that has happened in a country, in a developed country, you can imagine what is happening in India, where here it's the way of life. Corruption is everywhere, is rampant. And then the dog world, the syndicate, has completely ruined it by showing the path that, how people can be looted. People come here with lots of money. They want to spend money to try and win. Sometimes some people spend the money and still do not win, and they finally leave. It's sort of a jackpot, You must land up spending a lot of money and still not do much. But then some people exactly know where to put the money, whom to give it to, and if you know the syndicate, and if you can reach the syndicate through some agent, and that's it. See, Bengal is the place where the syndicate loves to come. They are full of agents who work for him here. They set the stage for him to come and do whatever he likes. There are, recent dog show, I'm told, people have been calling me and they have been disturbed by the way things are going at dog shows. Well, I have no answer to that. The only answer is get rid of that syndicate at once. Have elections, have new committee, have a fresh dog game, have new blood inducted into this fancy. You cannot be a fence sitter. You are not going to get anything out of that syndicate, let me tell you. So please, put an end to it. It is not every month keep on inviting the syndicate and just arranging so that he can loot the people of this dog fraternity of Bengal.